Hi, my name is Jillian, and welcome to Let's Talk About Disorders. And today we're going to be talking about anxiety. Occasionally, anxiety is a normal part of life, but we're going to be talking about anxiety disorders. And mostly, we're only talking about three of them. And those three are general anxiety, social anxiety, and separation anxiety. You might worry about things like health, money, or family problems, but people with general anxiety feel extreme worry or feel nervous about these and other things, even when there's little or no reason to worry about them. People with general anxiety find it hard to control their anxiety and stay focused on daily tasks. General anxiety develops slowly, but often starts in teen years or young adulthood. But when it's linked to other disorders, it can actually be a part of it, which we'll get into later. People with general anxiety may worry about very much nothing about everyday things, have trouble controlling their worries or feeling of nervousness, knowing that they worry too much more than they should, feeling restless and having trouble relaxing, having a hard time concentrating, easily startled, have trouble falling asleep or staying asleep, feel tired easily, or tired all the time, having headaches, muscle aches, stomach aches, or unexplained pains, having time swallowing, trembling or twitching, being irritable or feeling on edge, sweating a lot, feeling lightheaded or out of breath, or having to go to the bathroom a lot. Kids and teens with general anxiety often worry exclusively about their performance, such as school or in sports. Claustrophobics, such as earthquakes or war, catastrophes like earthquakes or war. Adults with general anxiety disorder are most often highly nervous about everyday circumstances like job security or performance, health, finances, well-being of their children, being late, completing household chores and other responsibilities. Both kids and adults with general anxiety disorder may experience physical symptoms that make it hard to function and interfere with daily life. Symptoms may get worse at different times, but they often get worse during times of stress, suffering with a physical illness during exams at school, or during a family or relation conflict. And I am a person with general anxiety, and I have that because of my ADHD, which is explained in another video that I'm going to post out soon. And let's just say I worry about a lot of things. Like, my friend noticed that I had it because I was always worried about everything. And I didn't know at the time until I had to take these tests for my disorder every year or two, and they diagnosed me as having general anxiety like my mom. So I worry about a lot of things, like if I'm oversleeping, if I'm having bad performance in sports, if I'm always going to be on the bench and stuff, if I'm not excelling at school, and simple things like, did I leave the door open? Is the front door open? Did I leave the garage door open? Did I do all my chores? Stuff like that. Okay, enough about me ranting about me having anxiety. Let's talk about social anxiety. Social anxiety is more than shyness. It's an intense fear that doesn't go away and affects daily activities, self-confidence, relationships, and work or school life. Many people occasionally worry about social situations, but someone with social anxiety feels overworried before, during, and after them. Some symptoms of social anxiety are dread of everyday activities, such as meeting strangers, starting new conversations, speaking on the phone, shopping, or working. Avoid worrying about social activities such as avoid or worried about social activities like group conversations, eating with company, parties. Always worrying about doing something you think is embarrassing, such as blushing, sweating, appearing incomplete and incompetent. Finding it difficult to do things when others are watching. You may feel like you're being watched or judged all the time. Fear criticism, avoid eye contact, or having low self-esteem. Often having symptoms like feeling sick, sweating, trembling, pounding heart, or having panic attacks, where you are overwhelmed with sense of fear and anxiety, and usually only lasts for like a few minutes. Many people with social anxiety also have other mental health issues like depression, general anxiety, or body dysmorphic disorder. There will probably be a link later in this video for my depression video that's going to come out in like a few hours. I'm doing all this in a rush. Alright, lastly, let's talk about separation anxiety. Separation anxiety often develops after a significant or stressful or traumatic event in a child's life. It's sort of like PTSD, but different, such as staying in a hospital, death of a loved one or a pet, or changing environment, such as moving houses or changing schools. Children whose parents are overprotective may be prone to separation anxiety. In fact, it might not be necessary to be diagnosed of the child, but manifestation of a parent separation anxiety as well. A parent and a child can feel the other's anxiety. In addition, the fact that the child with separation anxiety often has a family member with anxiety or any other medical disorder suggests that a vulnerability to the disorder is inherited. Here are some of the most common symptoms of separation anxiety disorder. Unrealistic or lasting worry of something bad will happen to a parent or a caregiver that if the child leaves. The unrealistic or lasting worry that something bad will happen to the child if she or he leaves the caregiver. Refusal to go to school in order to stay with the caregiver. Refusal to go to sleep without the caregiver nearby or to sleep away from home. Fear of being lonely or left alone. Nightmares about being separated. Bedwetting. Complaints of physical symptoms like headaches, stomach aches on school days, or repeated temper tantrums or pleading. That's mostly all I can really find about anxiety. But I suggest you do your own research if you think you might have it, or contact a medical professional if you think you have any of those symptoms. But remember, those symptoms aren't for every person who has any type of anxiety. Those are just some well commonly known. Well, thank you for watching. Bye.